Hi. Whenever you're ready.
What?
Oh.
Is this like a scaring thing?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
I don't know, you just started waving, so I was waving back.
I woke up, you woke up, you did.
Mm,
Is
well,
that not a surface greeting? That it was?
I don't know.
Felt like you like the Fenway.
I don't know, I was just waving back, because it just seemed like the thing to do, I guess. Ah! Kari?
Yeah?
Is that a new shell?
What?
Oh. Ah. Next you're gonna bump your head on me.
Yeah?
Anyways, no, the shell.
I think that one hurt more. What?
I am pretty solid. There was a new shell in there, I thought. It looks new. Maybe I'm crazy. Ooh. Wait, is it a new shell? I... Kari? What's wrong with the shell? Is it a secret? Hi.
Morning, Pinky.
Hmm.
Hey, mayonnaise? We have one now. Multiple.
No, okay.
Are you sure?
Mm.
We have Hello Kitty.
What? I don't know what that is.
Right.
They're cute, like, characters.
Before the rest of you woke up, I went ahead and knocked on Jay's door, and he's not feeling too well, so he's laying in bed right now.
Aw.
For the most part, any the rest of you caught a bug or anything like that?
Right
No
in there?
bugs. That's all,
Good.
Vavana.
Right.
I hit my head on the wall again.
Are you absolutely sure you don't want me to get you some specs?
No.
All right.
Fine. Are you
I mean,
ready?
you could look cool, like...
Aside from running into the wall and being too smart for your own damn good, being an excellent team leader, I think you're all right as rain. In the meantime, skedaddle. Get on over to the greenhouse.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm just gonna avoid all wall corners. Cause I might hit them again. In case of impact. Wall. Face.
There, I even
And
pressed the button for you. Wait, look where you're going! Wait, open your eyes up! Curry. Oh,
Uh,
curry!
Good.
Hey, Hannah.
We're trying to make sure Kari doesn't run into anything.
I'm sorry, what?
Kari likes to run into things, and we're trying to stop her from doing that.
That's fine.
Hannah, Carver wants to talk to you.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I think I know why.
Why?
You remember I told you about baby steps?
Oh.
Hey, Kari.
Hi.
Hi, sorry.
Are
I know I
you
was
here to
talking
talk
with you about this
baby
yesterday.
steps? Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
baby steps, of course. I know
You
I was
wanna
talking to you
try?
about this first, and I was talking to Hannah about it as well, but figured it'd be a good idea to kind of help exercise a little bit of the issues you have with the big booms and whatnot. I do have a smaller version, and I do also just want to let you know every day if I can before I head out into the mountains and do it for real. That way you're aware of it, you know? kind of prepare yourself. Are you okay with that?
Okay.
All right. Would it help if I were to
You good?
do a smaller one to kind of help warm you up first?
Yeah, I don't know. Ooh.
Smaller one, probably, yeah.
All right, we'll give that a try. Hang
I didn't think.
Mm.
Oh, there he is.
All right, so we'll try doing one of these here. You ready? It's a much smaller one, of course, but
Oh,
I got you.
is that a little bit better?
That was so bad.
Are you okay with one more? And then I'll try hitting the one on the mountain. Okay?
Okay. Maybe not that bad,
Alright.
like this close, though.
I'm gonna,
Maybe
back
a
up
little
this
bit
time. That
further
was a
away,
little bit
yeah.
close.
This is like really close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really close.
Never have a last one.
I got you. It's just Carver.
It helps a bit when I can see him.
Hmm.
That's true. All right, I'll head out towards the mountain and get that one done, okay? It should be about good, maybe 20 to 30 seconds.
I just kind of like.
We'll be in the greenhouse. We'll be in the greenhouse.
Yeah, it'll probably help if you're in the greenhouse as well when it happens, okay? All right, good. Okay, 30 seconds and counting.
Uh-huh.
6, 5,
Okay.
3, 2, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9,
Okay.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. A little early.
You just say 20 to 30.
Okay.
I think.
We got you. No more big boom.
Wow. Everything's gotta plant all new stuff today.
Making sure that was all right. Was it dampened a bit inside the greenhouse?
Not really, but
Oh. Sorry. Okay, thanks. Okay. Thanks for trying to work through this, okay? Appreciate it. Have a good night. All right. Yeah, keep this up.
Alright, we harvested last time, right?
Mm.
Or am I going crazy? Or did
No,
we harvest tonight?
not yet. They're harvestable today.
Right. What was he talking to?
Mm.
Nancy Allo from the... Hello, Professor. Hello, Captain.
Good morning.
Oh, Headmaster.
It seems Carver did his practicing again. Is Kari okay?
Yeah. We're working through it.
Oh, did the sound get absorbed by the wall? That's good. That's good. He's quite the pent-up man, it seems. He needs to pop one off every morning, no matter what, it seems.
Well, he's doing it for you, yeah?
He's doing it to practice, but also clear the runes. It's a bit of a... Or the ruins. It's a bit of a... It helps us out in the future, but... He was going to do it regardless. I at least gave him a location to not waste his efforts. Exactly. So this is what...
Every morning. They are the most...
Yeah, Willow has them on a routine. Have you considered giving them a similar routine, or do you have a different method or routine for your class?
I enjoy working on applications. Well,
I do know Rin requires a lot of sleep right now. So I'm assuming you're not waking her up, but everyone else...
oh no, I'm still waking her up. She can require her sleep by going to sleep early.
That is true.
We're not keeping them up until 2 a.m. making them run laps in the dark.
Very true. We end classes pretty much around...
I enjoy watching them do this every single time. Every morning.
It's always interesting because I don't exactly know what they're growing. If I may ask, are any of you growing Wolfsbane currently?
I am, sir.
I have 8 plants, sir.
Good, and I'm sure during today's lesson, Steel would be appreciative of that, so we can be prepared in case of an attack.
Wait,
Of course, sir.
Professor Steele's here?
Yes, he's currently studying over the books to make sure that he teach all of you properly, so don't bother him until then. You probably won't see him until today's main speech. But, as for today's speech, I don't believe there's much to
Finally
really go
ask
over.
him about those doppelgangers.
Obviously, the Lycan are still cause concern that they're handling.
And if not, there's always the report in his file.
Exactly. I mean, the docks are open, basically.
And to avoid bothering him.
At least until the...
Well, I think that's not really that hard, is it?
I'll remind the
I don't know
students in
what
case
it
not
is.
everyone was here.
Be careful when you're harvesting. Well, actually, you don't really have to worry about that, I guess. Never mind.
Huh?
Wolfbane's
Alright.
a bit toxic to usually to normal people, just in general. Or not toxic.
Yes, generally you would feel a bit
Poisonous.
weakened, but you wouldn't even have pores for it to go through, I guess.
Pores?
That's
No,
why I'm
I don't think so.
Little holes in the skin, microscopic.
I've read about
It lets things get in.
I'm not familiar with the biology of most other species, but I am pretty familiar with humans.
Is that because of your friend from, the one that convinced you to come here?
No, I just know humans a lot better than other races, I guess. I didn't even know about most of them until I got here. I didn't know there were
True.
people living in the sea.
Every
for
year
one.
I even meet someone new occasionally. Like, this is the first year we've had a bugkin in the history of the academy. That was a sight.
I've never
Especially
met
yesterday.
a bugkin before, that's for sure.
Well, perhaps you've met the best example you're going to get. If yesterday shows any example of it, I'm not sure if you've met her. Was it a father
Yeah.
or a
Beasley?
relative of some sort? Yes.
I didn't
He might
stick
come
around
visit
to get
eventually,
to know
but
them.
we haven't gotten word of him applying yet for visitation.
What's wrong?
I have to be really careful where he doesn't see me.
Why not?
Why would then?
Why not?
We could perhaps arrange some sort of situation.
Excuse me. Almost done.
No problem. I'll go see to the rest of the students out there. Keep up with the good work. I'm sure the plants appreciate it. I
Thank you.
sadly can't talk to the ones you're growing because they're in your own particular instance of this place, I guess you could say, via the spell.
I do my best.
Right, Arbor,
Oh.
new mission.
Woo!
We never let the bugkin see Kari. Ever.
Why?
Like I said, do I need to arrange something, perhaps?
I mean, I can probably just kind of like avoid.
For example, I could maybe arrange you to be on a mission during that same time he visits, for example.
Ooh.
I mean, that would be.
But that truly depends. Like I said, thankfully he has not applied for visitation yet, but he does have the information, much to
Would you-
Vev's dismay.
Would you, I know that's probably a breach of privacy, but would you let us know when he is coming to visit so that we can be prepared? Sir?
Oh, yes,
Headmaster?
I would make an exception in this situation. I'm assuming it's definitely a cultural thing. I mean, I know fish eat worms and bugs and stuff that are in the water, but it sounds almost like it's the other way around.
In this case, it's more like a political situation.
Very political.
What?
You did mention there was some you had some military training and there was some war that you've experienced, correct? Is that related to that? Because I know when you were talking to Carver, there was some human stuff. As much as it is, I'm trying to get everyone at the school to get along, but I can't do much about a visitor. But thankfully, you seem to get along with Vev just fine, so I think we're doing our job. So I'll try
I
to.
mean, it's not really
do
a
what we
problem
can.
with the bugkin. It's a problem if it's like if we meet the bugkin.
All right. All right. I will let you guys know.
Collide.
And this is not a good yin or yang situation. It sounds like more like a ding or die. All right. I'll let you guys know. I wouldn't want anything to happen, or I wouldn't want to set some sort of political situation up either. Every day, something new.
Okay, I'll explain it to you. Can I explain it to her? Should I? I should. Okay. Her kingdom, strong military. Really doesn't like surface dwellers, usually. Bugkin, according to Vina, also don't really, well, not just because, also really doesn't like the surface dwellers and have a big army. Those armies meet, surface dwellers are in trouble. Especially if they continue fighting. They do war stuff.
Because
politics.
then it's like, you got the war on one side and the war on that side, and like you can kind of keep them separated. But like when you get them together, then they can make plans, and then it's
really used all this.
Just generally, their kingdoms being aware of each other would probably spark some old rivalries to be a bit more surface and a bit people to get a bit more ballsy about certain things, and
because like that
it would be bad news.
a whole other like. Then like
They have
the
a
rekindling of the
common
hope
enemy.
they can defeat the humans.
I don't want to do this. I like
humans.
Kinda.
Well, I
Say
like
it.
everybody. I guess I gotta.
Just generally,
Well-
yeah, but don't spread it around too much because we don't want anyone getting ideas.
I just gotta hide from
Sure
the bug.
Only
From the
when
bug boy.
Beasling's around. Well,
So
whatever.
are you kind of like Pevina,
I mean, if
like some
anything, I
sort
could
of
just be a little
emissary
tiny baby.
to
Oh, baby fish.
mermaid kind,
not-
or
I'm banished.
banished?
Banished?
Eventually.
I thought your mom was like important and stuff.
Is
Did you
that
tell me that at
what
one
that
point?
thing
Yeah.
by the ocean several weeks ago was
Right,
all about,
they can't-
or?
Right, they can't meet Bruce either. Tyrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And essentially, I got sent here on the note of learn from the surface dwellers. You know that kind of thing. But in actuality, I tried really.
You what?
I tried it. I don't believe it.
Oh.
Okay. I'm a disappointment. It's a way to banish me without further harming the family name.
Wait,
That
they sent you
sounds
to
complicated,
Ascension
and
Academy to banish you?
Well, as soon as you're on the surface, you can't exactly come back.
Wait, why?
We're not allowed to.
That seems kind of backwards. I would think that they would be happy to have you come
What kind
home.
of jail? In the world, and they're using it as a jail.
Jails are supposed to be unpleasant, right?
Well, it's meant to be like she can. It's like a political move. She wants everyone else to think that it's like. Hooray!
She wants.
I
Hello, Priscilla.
So what's this I hear you want a glamour?
What?
Glamour?
Huh?
Wait, did Headmaster Akiyama talk to you?
Yeah,
Oh,
Things confused
and
a
I'm a
lot.
little perturbed.
No. The only thing is,
I don't know
we're
what's
just
going on.
trying to keep her away from Beesling.
Why?
Because bad things will happen. Like a political
You're damn
thing.
right.
Politics.
Any one of you attempts to get taken or touched by any political emissary will suffer at the hands of me, and those rose bushes will be the last damn thing that they'll want to worry about. Let me make myself
I
extremely
don't see
clear,
myself
girls.
as being important to any political
That's not what we're
structure.
concerned about.
Why would I?
I mean, yes, we're concerned about that, but it's more.
Each and
Apparently,
every
unless
one
I'm-
of you are precious to me. And to this school. To your families at home, whether you see it or not. I understand that for political reasons you must attempt to conceal yourself, but I, being one such individual, would advise against it. But that's just me. And that's just because I'm old and stubborn. If somebody wants to try and touch you, take you, kidnap you, or any way, shape, or form, I'd lock them inside of a wooden Iron Maiden and watch their corpse run dry. I don't care if it causes political turmoil or not. If they have a problem with it, they can come and see me. And I will express my displeasure for a kingdom attempting to steal an individual in order to gain information on another kingdom. So, with that stated, if you wish for me or somebody else to make you a glamour, or whenever Beasley decides to make his adventures here, we will gladly provide you with one, if that's what you want. I just wanted you to understand where I'm coming from when I say I will be damned if I let anyone touch you.
I know.
Thank you. But I think you misunderstand.
I don't
Okay.
need to like.
We're not worried about. Well, I mean, I guess we should be worried about that. More about them actually meeting and getting along.
Okay.
From what I
Really
read,
confused by it too.
Bug can have a very bad. Well, they don't get along with surface dwellers very much. Merfolk also have a history of not getting along with surface dwellers much. They meet two armies against surface dwellers. That's what
No
we're concerned about.
offense. No offense. But it doesn't matter the might of whatever army, because they would have to contest not only with the drow, the high elves, woodland elves, the dwarves, vampires, lycans, the ones that can be reasoned with, greenskins even, and the other creatures that like to bump in the night.
Hmm.
So,
I mean, they're not that stupid, though.
I'm not
If
saying that they
actually,
are.
you know, I'm gonna shut up
I'm
now.
I'm simply stating that from a political standpoint, yes, if they disagree about one thing and come together and can have tea and crumpets over it, wonderful, splendid, great. You all can be buddies and pals and pat each other on the back and give each other gold frickin' stars and eat some cookies. But from a political standpoint, it would mean suicide of a race on either side. You would be standing
Kind of the way
nearly
though.
alone.
I think at least my people would be willing to do it.
Hmm.
That's what they've been doing for years. So.
So you're afraid that if you got along with Beasley, it would get back to his kingdom, and that your kingdom and his kingdom might try to come together.
Mm.
True. But then your kingdom might just also be playing farce and want to just simply drown the bugs out. An enemy of my enemy is thy friend. But once your enemy is gone, what becomes of your friend?
Either way, I just don't really want them to meet.
Which is why I said I'm perfectly fine and understanding as to why you want to have a clamor. But I wanted to make it known that I'll be damned if anything's gonna happen to you.
I know.
So, as I said, would you like me to make you a glamour, or would you like to get one from home?
I don't even know what that is.
It's an enchanted item that when you put it on, you'll have a different appearance. Can make you look like anything.
Hmm.
Or anyone.
Ooh. I'll think about it.
Very well. In the meantime, you're all done here. Like I said the other day, if you're done and you don't want to stick around, you can head on out.
I mean, we should probably study.
Probably.
Yep. You don't discount yourself. Just because you think you're not valuable means that you're the most valuable thing there. Go on.
Doesn't really make sense. Anybody really would.
I didn't see him while I was in here earlier.
Ew.
What?
Ew.
Ew?
Oh.
Oh. Hmm. Dead. Other books. What are you looking for, Kari? Actually, you should probably look in incorporeal. And there goes the books and greenskins. Oh, someone's stealing all the good books. Lycanthropy.
You ever notice how we don't really ever see any of the other squads go to the greenhouse? I think they come here first instead. I said they all come here first, I think.
Probably. Although I pop in every morning, or try to anyway, if I wake up early enough. Nothing new today, but still. Kari, what are you looking for? Okay. Morning. Right. Never mind. I think he was the type. I'm worried.
Hey, Berthel.
Yep.
About yesterday. Sorry if I kind of ran off.
That's okay. You don't have to apologize.
Is she alright?
All I know is that, I don't know, one of Vev's cousins decided to give her a warm welcome outside of the barrier, and Kari was freaked out about it. Don't know why. So.
I already know, talking about Urinaria.
Oh.
She'll
be fine.
She looked sick.
She's just a little, she's been a little restless lately. She hasn't been getting good sleep, so we've been, me and Vivina have been helping out with that, making sure that she feels taken care of.
As long as she's taken care of, I guess that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I think she seemed pretty tired this morning, so I think she might just be sleeping in for today. but I appreciate your concern. But
It's my job.
right now, me and Vivina have it taken care of.
Yeah, if she continues to get worse, maybe, let one of the nurses know, myself or one of the others. I know she herself is one, but obviously if she's not feeling well, somebody else will have to take a look at her.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, she hasn't been getting the greatest sleep, so maybe
Yeah.
just I mean,
anyways,
you know what a lack of sleep can do.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I'll let you get back to studying. I don't want to keep you for long.
You as well. By the way, when do goblins become fully mature?
Oh goodness.
Maybe you might need the studying more than me.
I've been looking for one
To go
of
downstairs
the
and catch up.
Greenskins books. I don't know.
Well, if you want to know where most of them are, they're Vanguard's keeping a hold of them over at the main study hall.
Really?
They decided to yoink most of them. I think Vivina left one of them downstairs, but I don't know if someone took it already. More than welcome to check.
Yeah, I'll go take a look. I could really use the studying. I'm a little, I don't know, distracted lately. So, thanks.
No problem. Well, good luck.
Thanks. You too.
I don't know anything about humans. Like
Well, I mean, to be
or...
fair, from as eccentric as look, the person that I saw, even though I saw him for like a moment, he seemed pretty eccentric. And Ravina said that she hasn't been even out of here for too long. She's maybe been here. They don't leave they don't get to the surface a lot, so maybe they don't know. They don't know about. Well, they wouldn't know how Mer act anyway, because they don't know them, right? So you just act like normal.
Perfect.
I don't know, I'd want to be like inconspicuous. Like something that's not suspicious. They're not gonna be like.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
What if they do?
Then we'll deal
What
with
if
it.
water touches me and I turn into a fish and then they're like, what the fuck is that?
Then you swim away because they can't swim. So I assume not. Bugs don't swim well. You swim away, and then you go into the water and disappear, and we say, oh, that was just a spirit.
Okay.
And they won't know the difference, probably. And if they do, they knew about you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Dorian. That's right.
You found a book.
Yeah. If you want to read it, or I could read it to you if you want. I need to study on it.
Well, there isn't really much to remember except that it was goblins, hobgoblins, orcs, and bugbears. Hobgoblins, the more lawful of them. But
Where would you find most of them?
Mountains of Coldor.
Where else?
Mountainous regions. I don't know exact names.
They list here. Greenskins are found mostly in the Coldorian Mountains, the Badlands, and along the coast of the world. So definitely not just mountains. Badlands and along coast of the world. They avoid dwarven cities or districts. Because apparently they have old hatreds. Just like, Anyways.
It's like, yeah. You're gonna find out quick, Arbor, a lot of people hate humans.
I don't.
Mm.
It's sad, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Just a
I
year.
find it funny.
Why?
I find it funny that so many so-called strong creatures have to hate on such weak creatures. To make themselves feel better when they lose.
Well, humans are smart, just like any other race, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's all because of initial interactions. I think about it, if it weren't for Catherine, I would probably hate humans as well. The first humans I met, kind of threatened to shatter me and sell parts of my body. Thankfully I met her and she, I don't know, she was a friend.
Yeah.
Just a year.
I don't know what to tell you.
Single man of 20 years. This makes goblin imitations common and dangerous.
I'm gonna take a walk.
Mm.
I'll see you in class.
Okay. Skins. Mercenary. Honorable. That's right.
I'll go walking.
What? Oh. Okay.
I think I need to ask if you know about something.
Alright. I'll see you later. Yeah.
Bye.
Tend to favor missions that can bring glory, names, and prestige to their reputation. It's her proud Kingskin. Violent, graded to the north, attempt to invade elven lands. Between them was decided the orcs continue to maintain a pseudo foothold in the elven lands. Let's see. They flourish and spawn in. So they're dangerous and violent. They tried to take elven lands. Okay. Bugbears kin to the evil of greenskins. They must hunter-like features. They are born to stalk and kill. They're hunters. Plus they're loners, rather gathering to mate in a generally unpleasant manner, a mother raising a child until it can walk and then leaving it to fend for itself. Bugbear adventures normally start due to their exposure to other races, triggering a need for something more than their baser instincts. Okay. Do you have hunters? I guess, violent warriors, and then honorable mercenaries, and then, a swarm of, goblins. there anything else? Major groups and dialects. There is Doria, so fused language of the peak, like the peak of the mountain. Okay, the fused dialect of Dreamskin specifically have the dialect of goblins. Fruit, bugbears, tribal. Same. And sight and hearing. I think that was it. Okay. Speak, goblin, brute, tribal. Sure, I've got everything. Caldarian Mountains. They're not evil. They're misunderstood. Orcs, goblins, hobgoblins. Okay. Should be able to remember all that. You'll be able to meet Professor Steele's standards. Combat the Rim, wherever it dwells and whenever it breeds. Still don't know what that is. Respect the authority of another. Accept an honorable surrender. Submission to those of higher station. Respect the lower station. For all are of Gaia, which apparently is sort of deity person. Get to meet them. First share the kill of the greatest in station. You shall not eat the flesh of humans, the veil shall not be lifted. Do not suffer thy people to tend thy sickness. Don't be a burden. The leader may be challenged at any time during peace, the leaders may not be challenged during wartime. You shall take no action that causes the cairn to be violated, though thou shalt no turn one who agrees to the tenets. Oh. Hi, Kari.
I can't find her.
Oh, she didn't really say where she was going, so...
Did she come here and then leave?
I'm saying I don't know where she went.
I guess I'll have to talk to her after class or something.
Maybe.
There you go.
Traveling. You've been Mr. High, can pass for human. Ahmed, Amber, Venus. Hmm. Well, I'm just gonna probably walk around until it's time for classes.
Okay.
If you want, you can keep studying. Or if you need help, I'll stay and do my best to help you.
I'll just read and walk.
Hmm.
And hopefully not run into anything.
Maybe you should sit
Maybe.
and read.
Maybe.
I don't want to.
Hi.
Oh, here's me.
Hi.
Where's someone going for a walk? Morning, Professor.
Leaves.
Oh, yeah. Oh, not quite.
You gotta try and go find people if you want to.
Maybe. I don't know. I just feel kind of restless. I don't know why. Like, nervous energy, I guess.
Ooh.
easy to get up that way. At least not without putting a bunch of effort into it. Go this way now. Maybe. Yeah. Oh. Guess I gotta watch my footing. Ready? Up. All right. Oh, there you are. Morning, Captain.
Good morning.
Up and at 'em today, I see.
Good morning.
You've been quite the sleepy one. But yes, good morning, Esme. I wonder if Crystal... How's the rest of your squad doing? Were they far away?
Some
there
of
they
them
are.
were up in the graveyard, so they might have.
I see.
No, it was just me and Chippy Chip.
So Chips was in the graveyard?
No,
Was he right behind you?
Professor Silver's talking to him.
Alright. We'll be starting here in 2 minutes.
Morning.
Did you sleep well last night?
We'll announce the duel and get right to the lichen lesson, if that's quite imperative.
Are you okay?
Honey, Juju.
Just a bit tired.
Yes, I was informed by Ren. Thank you.
That's what I thought.
We still have another minute. That's fine.
Yes, these old tree bones do get a little restless from time to time, you know.
I don't know, actually.
Sadly, unlike you, Vaughn, our bones only get worse the longer we live.
Pretty much.
Metal does get rusty.
Could be boneless.
Aaron, are you stand up?
Good morning, everyone. I hope you slept well as always. As you know, yesterday, a duel was decided between Victor and Vina. That will be scheduled for the upcoming days between the two of you. I hope you will be preparing for that.
Silver's giving you an eye.
And as I warned you before, there are a possible lichen in the mountains that could be attacking. So we have been preparing for this in case. You have all been growing wolfsbane, and it seems some of you finally have a batch or two. I'm quite glad we have some people out there that are quite privy to this, but do keep it in your office, or do keep it inside the greenhouse. Do keep it inside the greenhouse, because we do have a lichen on campus. We don't want them to be harmed. And lastly, as it is posted around campus, we have a visit to the beach that was granted by us. All right. And we have a visit to the beach coming up on the 12th, and you can check the bulletin board for that. But without further ado, we need to get to that lichen lesson. So, as always, you guys know where Steele's lecture hall is by now. Top floor, Crystal Thorn on the right when you leave here. I'll meet you there in 5 minutes. You are dismissed.
Crystal Thorn.
Vanguard.
No, it is
It
Vanguard,
means
sorry.
Vanguard.
Sorry about that.
I gotta extend.
You are dismissed. Yeah. Like I said, the lichen and then soul and...
Unless you want to meet Shield.
Yeah, take your seats now.
Good morning,
Becca.
Good morning to you.
Morning. Morning, sir.
Remember,
Morning,
if you
Arbor.
are of too short of stature to see over the desk, you are allowed to stand upon its top. Please be mindful of those around you not to block the view.
How was your morning, Professor Steele?
Students.
My morning was quite crisp. I ventured into the orchard, picked a few apples, and then I had a great conversation with none of your fucking business. We're missing two, unfortunately. Carver, I believe, is doing with
They
them
sound
now. They're back
pleasant.
in the main hall.
Don't even him. It's okay, Babu. It's okay.
I went fishing, if you must know, to the river.
Catch anything?
Some trout, couple of perch, a boot. It didn't
Yes,
fit.
there's always a boot.
Gotta love those boots.
And it's usually a left
single boot?
as well.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many you can find.
Yes, yes, come on. Come on, my patch of Brussels sprouts. Good morning, class. Today, we shall be discussing the intricacies of lycanthropy in all of its magnificent forms. Before we get started, first, we shall discuss in a bit of a lecture about just what is a lycanthrope. As the name would suggest, it has much to do with those of a lupine nature, and there are even many amongst us that possess such a thing.
If you do not wish to share, Kari.
Now, I'm sure that there are many questions that you will have. I will cut the lecture portion short so that we may address them. Especially those of you that possess such blood within yourselves. Feel free to ask. I'm here to assist. Now, the first thing you must know is that werewolves are an old race, much, much older than you may think. Now, their own beliefs are that Gaia created them to protect her. There are many different scholarly pursuits that argue this beginning. Some believe it began when the curse was passed down by John Wagon Runner, and others believe it was a demonic incursion from the Feywild itself. There are many different hypotheses on such a thing, but you must know this, that the werewolf, the lycanthrope, has existed since the first era, and as such, their particular history and the laws in which they live are passed down orally through a recited epic known as the Litany. Now, the Litany has many different pieces within itself,
And most Lycans learn the 13 precepts, the, shall we say, basics. And within this, a sort of tribal governance that borders on even a religious belief is passed down amongst the kin. Now, lycanthropes, due to their age, have had many different names over the course of their existence. They have been known as the Farron, the Facile, the Zyle, the Lycan. Many names you'll find, but for the purposes of not confusing you, I shall be referring to them by their more modern name. However, one should denote that just because they bear the name of Lycan, that there are more than just the basic lupine forms. There are many different shapeshifters that exist amongst our world. There are those that take on the form of many animals, and some, it is even said, that those that claim to have difference of them hold the same heritage. Unfortunately, the histories of the First Era are spotty at best, so scholars will no doubt continue to argue this time and time again. But there are a few key-noted differences that you should know. Unlike our dear Miss Vivina here, lycanthropy is generally not passed down through the normal means. It is in and of itself a curse. Let that sink in. A curse. A disease. An affliction. That does not mean that those that possess Lycan blood are to be feared or disrespected, but understand that in its very nature, although it can be passed down through normal means, it is in and of itself passed down like a disease. One turns another, hopefully with consent if you follow the precepts, but not always this is the case. But there is something else that the Lycans possess, and that is their rage. And I do not mean the simple application of anger, but rather a force within themselves, granted to them by Gaia, it is said. This rage takes many forms. It can increase one's strength, one's durability, and even, in some cases, awaken the magic in their blood to grant them spells and magical effects. It would be best that you pay particular attention to the different types of rages that can exist within the different clans. For much like our previous lessons on the vampire clans, so too do the werewolves, the Lycans, possess a similar breed. Now, you'll turn your page, we'll get straight to the precepts. There are 13 basic rules. I shall recite them. Combat the worm wherever it dwells and wherever it bleeds. This particular precept refers to the worm, a creature of great evil. Now, the worm has, by scholars, been pointed out to be many different things. A dragon, a demon. It is more likely to represent a form of great entropy. And it is best that you keep this within yourselves, that a worm could be many different things. And as you will learn as we go over the precepts, each of the different tribes believe it to be something different. Indeed, as time goes forward, and as the young cubs of the Lycan way learn the precepts, they forget some of the old tales. That is the unfortunate truth behind an oral tradition. Some things are simply forgotten. The next, respect the territory of another. For with your pack doth hunt, so too must you watch the territory of another pack. Never should these two lines cross, for pointless conflict betwixt kin is damnation for them all. You must accept an honorable surrender. Now, this is quite rare in beasts of this kind of, these types of creatures. Many will let their baser natures take hold. But strangely enough, the Lycan is a sort of noble creature, instead electing to allow oneself to remember even the most basic principles of nobility. But the rage is a tricky and fickle thing, and there have been some that have broken this precept. Submission to those of a higher station. One must follow the chain of command, if there is to be any order. Respect those of a lower station for all of Gaia. Now, this particular precept is interesting, for there are some of the Lycan that believe that they are the protectors of this world. They protect even those not of their own kin, even those of the rival blood. You'll have to find out which Lycan thinks what. They are each an individual, and the tribalists are even more unpredictable. The first shell is for the kill of the greatest in station. That's pretty straightforward. Ye shall not eat the flesh of humans. Now, we have entered quite a dangerous territory, as I'm sure that many of you have heard of werewolves, have heard them whispered about in fear. And I myself have had to put down quite a few that have tried to taste my own flesh. There is one unfortunate truth that the Lycans and many of the predatory darkened blood must face. And that they must face is, which are you? A human or a monster? Keep well that thought, for each of the Lycan must also answer this question. The veil shall not be lifted. Much like their vampiric rivals, there is a mystique gathered around them. They walk amongst us when they are in their Hamid forms, hiding themselves. Not from shame, but simply from the wish to be one of us, and to be hounded by what they are. Do not suffer thy people to tend thy sickness. If you are sick, you are useless to the pack, and it is therefore your duty to walk into the woods and die a noble death. Sickness is something quite fearful to the Lycan. For a slow death of a cough or fever is perhaps the worst death of all. The leader may be challenged at any time during peace. Their society believes that the strongest, wisest, the best should rule. And this is something that they have followed for generations. Except in the case of wartime, in which a leader cannot be challenged. For obvious reasons. You shall take no action that causes a cairn to be violated. Now we're going to see which one of you has been studying. Who here can tell me what a cairn is? Yes.
Burial ground.
What kind of burial ground?
A sacred one?
I dare say that most are sacred when one is buried. Can anyone tell me what a cairn specifically is? That is fine. You are correct. It is a burial ground, but more specifically, it is a burial ground that is more or less placed above the surface of the earth, different from those that would bury their dead. It is mostly constructed by placing several stones stacked atop one another, in sort of a makeshift sarcophagus. It began in the Gaelic lands, far to the north, and the practice simply spread amongst the people. And then finally, thou shalt turn only one who agrees to these tenets. Unfortunately, that precept is broken, whilst in a rage for a Lycan's bite is infectious, and can turn. Now then, as I said, there are many names amongst the Lycan, the Pharaoh, And I, of course, will answer any specific questions that you may have. But for now, we shall move on to the final piece. You will turn your pages. We will now speak of the Lycan forms. Now, as the lycanthropy are designed to be a warrior race, they possess many different shifts within their own transformation. And unlike some other shapeshifters that you might know of, they have control to a minute sense of what kind they may have. Firstly, their Hamid form is just like you and me, relatively speaking. They are a person walking unseen, undetected. The second is an old form called the Glabro, or, more accurately, the Lycan form. The Lycans today have taken this form more out of a sense of individualistic pride, or because they simply do not know how to hide their ears or their tails. In fact, the Lycans here would be considered to be in this form, hence why they're referred to as Lycans. The next is the Krynos. This is when you begin to enter the warrior side. The Krynos is the most efficient killing machine of their kind. It is both man and wolf, comprising of superhuman strength, speed, and yet retaining their cunning and intelligence that any one of you might possess. However, such a form is taxing, and once the rage is spent, the mind begins to crack and shatter, which can oftentimes result in the transformation into the Hypso. Who here has heard of a dire wolf? Yes, wolves that are large, cunning, sometimes referred to as wargs. It is believed that these creatures are very much the same as those that have slipped to the form of the Hispo. And then finally is Lupus, the form of the true wolf, it is said. Some tire of the politics of the civilized world and simply wish to live in the forest, to hunt with a pack, the simple life of an animal. But make no mistake, even in this form, a werewolf retains the whispers of its humanity, waiting to be awakened. If you will turn your pages, you shall see some fine written segments, drawn to represent what each of these forms can look like, as well as several weaknesses which I shall go over at this time. First, most Lycans are weak against silver, but that is not always the case. Some of the clans have reverted themselves a weakness against gold, mostly those that are within desert climates, and some are weak to both. These are more of the arcane variety, those that study the blood magic. Next here, some require a full moon to transform completely. This is mostly due to either a weakened bloodline or they are not true-born. And finally, Wolfsbane is a strange deterrent to these creatures. They are allergic to it. It will not only cause several adverse reactions, such as sickness, fever, rashes, coughing, seepage of the orifices, and other such unpleasant things. It is important that any of you that are of Lycan blood stay very careful in the greenhouse, for we have Wolfsbane there. And I want to be very clear, there should be no pranking with Wolfsbane. You can kill your fellow students, and any that do so shall answer to my bullet. Do we have an understanding?
Aye, aye, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Aye,
sir.
sir. Aye, aye, sir.
There are, of course, resistances, the forms of damage, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, and other non-magical attacks. These are creatures designed for battle, after all. Traditional weapons will do little to no harm to them, and only those of sufficient strength, cunning, or with the right tools can truly defeat one. But make no mistake, they are mortal just like every creature here, prone to a terrible case of the deaths. So if you're of Lycan blood, do not take yourself to be invincible, for you will find that you are not. Now then, that concludes the lecturing portion. If you have any questions, I shall now answer them. Yes.
What if the rules are broken? Pretend.
In fact, I believe it is now on course to do this. May all the Lycans within this class please stand next to me here.
It is so warm in my room right now, and I don't know why.
Don't be ashamed.
It is really making it hard for me to keep my headset on. I might have to check my...
Generally speaking, if the rules are broken, that depends on the specific tribe in and of itself, on what is to be done about this. Now, do either of you belong to a tribe or clan?
No, sir.
You. I see. There's no shame in this. If the rules are broken, then you should consider why they were broken. This litany has been passed down amongst your people for a reason, to keep you safe. But here you are not judged for the rules that you break of your traditions, only the rules of the Academy. Have either of you broken a rule of the Academy?
Maybe
Then
once.
lift your head. There will be no shame here. Not for what you are. Never be ashamed of what you are. Understand it. Learn to control it. You have nothing else to be afraid of. Now, other questions? Really? Yes.
You say that they retained their cunning when in their the middle form, Krynos.
Indeed.
How much of their humanity do they retain when they're in the rage?
When one is enraged, it depends on the clan. But make no mistake that even in their most deepest rage, they remember the precepts. That is one of the reasons why they are recited. And in their entirety recited 4 times out of the year in most clans. For it becomes a part of their, shall you say, subconscious, a muscle memory. But even then, some do break them.
Have there ever been clans not comprised of just wolves? Or Lycan?
In my experience, most keep them themselves. But I did happen upon one particular tribe that had a strange, sort of turtle person with them. He fried some good bacon.
Shit.
Bacon. You!
Yes.
You had a question?
Yes, concerning their transformation. I understand that some races have some sort of biological element to them. Is this transformation also biological, or is it magical in nature?
And it's in my experience that it is biological and incredibly painful every time that it occurs. In fact, from one friend of mine who is of the persuasion, it is as if their bones are being re-broken and remolded together in a slow and fastidious manner. To feel one's skin stretched and broken as hairs pour through.
Oh.
But it is said that they get used to it. Just like we all do, I suppose. Any other questions? Yes. Sparta.
Is there anywhere that we can read up on the clans? Do you consider it relevant?
I consider all information to be relevant. Unfortunately, books upon the clans have been difficult to procure, as they are an oral tradition, they have very few scholars, or scribes, thereof. But I believe I have a few books in my private collection, and I could always travel in search of others, Headmaster, if you could procure the funds for it.
We should be able to arrange that. To an extent, not everyone wants to share their secrets.
Indeed. Any other questions?
So hot. Sweating. But
Very well, then. In that case, that will be all for today. Study well. There will be a quiz soon on all that you have learned. And Lycans, you may always come to me if you have any questions of your heritage.
Thank you, sir.
Anything from you, Headmaster?
I was wondering, perhaps a bit of a reminder about the differences between, well, we have two Lycan here. One's born that way, and the other was turned. Perhaps you can share some light on perhaps the differences between someone who was turned and someone who was born that way.
Ah, of course. Well, generally speaking, when one is turned, one takes upon themselves the curse. Their mood, their transformation is controlled by the fullness of the moon. But even those that are turned have the capacity to control themselves, but it takes great mental fortitude and concentration. For those that are born, it is as simple to them as breathing, and many, because of this, have a hubris about them. I would suggest that you face your trial on your own, within your own self.
Thank you, that was quite enlightening. But I believe that should be everything.
All right. Hey! Look under your desks.
Oh, hell no.
There's some hard candy for you.
First time I ate this, I got poisoned.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome. Fuck off now.
You want my ring?
Yeah.
Oops,
Thank you. Doink. You can have
Hey,
mine.
Arbor. You had questions about doppelgangers?
yeah, I wanted to ask him after class was, since it was, relevant
Oh,
to.
You
Go
said
for it.
everything was
I was actually
okay.
gonna say if you wanted mine
Actually,
too.
you're refusing a
Alright.
sweet?
I wasn't.
I don't
Okay.
take candy from
Professor,
strangers.
Here you go.
Steele, I had a
Yes, Rock.
He's not a stranger.
Just
I
try
had
not
a
to drop
question
all of them.
concerning
It's
doppelgangers.
You don't know what's in
by the way.
Ah, yes.
Are you gonna
Doppelgangers.
Or are you just gonna carry?
Oh, they are a wily beast. Able to see even as anybody that you could think of, even yourself. Have you ever shot yourself in the face? It's exhilarating.
Take those and
I can't say I have, sir.
What would you like to know, Pebbles?
How does one identify a doppelganger, if at all possible?
A doppelganger has a nearly completely perfect aspect out of any that they copy. However, there is one telltale sign. A doppelganger, for it to maintain its appearance, must always be in perfect symmetry. So flaws tend to disappear, or the way that your hair is parted would be exactly the same as the other side.
How you doing today?
Beware those of perfect symmetry,
Thank you, sir.
and
A bit more of a smile.
any that cannot maintain perfect symmetry are very sensitive about it, for they are afraid of being discovered.
Keep watching that.
Keep a close watch for that.
I did actually.
Thank you, sir.
I'm amazed it didn't wake you up.
Oh, and one more thing. They are adverse to copper. So throw some copper at them. If they start sizzling, you found one.
That sounds gross, but thank you, sir.
You're welcome,
Put a
Pebbles.
penny for
You would love an extra piece of candy.
Thank you, Professor.
All right, then. Go
Do
on.
any of y'all want
Don't
candy? I
frolic.
have like 3 pieces.
Yeah, I don't need candy. Actually, I don't even eat.
Why don't you get my extra candy? Here you go.
I don't want to eat this on the ground. I didn't want
Professor?
I need one.
It wasn't on the ground.
Well, I'm glad that's sorted.
Mhm.
I know at least I'm not a doppelganger.
Mhm.
I think. Probably.
Or we can throw pennies at you, see if you sizzle.
Uh.
No,
Mm,
I'm eating that cake of candy.
I think Jixie's stuff is made of copper. Hey,
Hey, speaking of Jixie, have you seen her?
not today now.
Can't say I have.
Maybe she's still sick. Did you ask Professor Silver about it?
No, I thought one of her teammates might have already, but yeah, I'll ask Professor Silver about it.
At least what might have caused something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I asked Vaughn if he could help with a potion, and just after that, he said he'd help figure it out and let the teachers know.
Okay, good. Well, hopefully anyway.
I don't like the way you pointed at me!
I think she was pointing at Rin.
Oh,
It's
thank
fine.
God.
It's okay.
I called him for you. Between you and me, I don't trust that candy.
Mm.
I was told you wished to speak with me in your office.
Yes, come with me.
Don't
To the
die.
I'll
office.
show you guys the way. Yep.
Maybe he's in trouble again.
What? He's not in
Is it
trouble.
yours?
Don't say that.
Hope not. See anybody get in trouble.
Sure.
Esme.
Real quick, did you do what I asked you?
Esme.
Or no?
Victor.
Fine if not, I just have to do it myself.
The beach.
I'll
Sure,
get back to you.
but-
Alright.
Savina, please. Do you know the way, Miss Savina?
Sure hope they're not in trouble.
Okay.
It's the upper
I'm
floor.
gonna write
I
it
don't
down.
know.
Write it in.
Well, what's good going on in now?
Hmm.
Starting? Arthur's gonna go in there invisible, isn't he? Wish I had that magic trick.
Hmm.
No, he wasn't gonna do that.
Not good.
I wanted to speak to his
No, Professor.
Alright, you look
Mm-mm.
not the best. Ah.
Where's the headmaster?
Noticed yesterday she was acting a bit, I don't know, odd.
Odd.
Like, I know she's sick, but like
Oh, right.
more odd than, well, actually, like less odd. Kind of hard to explain.
Why is it not working? The portal's broken. It's broken. The portal's
We're
one.
already at. Okay, maybe never mind. I think she's
That
okay.
one doesn't work because this is where we are right now.
I'm not happening.
Hey, Pickwick.
Brevity vanish.
Oh, hello.
Sorry, Pickwick. I didn't mean to walk through right as he said hello.
It's okay.
How have you been? Everything okay?
I think so.
Nice.
How about you?
I'm doing alright. It's been a bit odd lately, but it's okay. Nothing terrible, at least. My eye finally got better.
Oh, well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the graveyard?
It's a bit spooky, I guess. Your friend, though, is pretty nice. What was it? Alex?
Ash.
Ash, that's right. Thank you. He seemed really nice. For a floating ball of light.
Guardian spirit. He kind of confuses me.
Didn't confuse me too much, aside from I was wondering how exactly he floats around, but I think that just might be a spirit thing, I guess.
Oh, it's in different forms. He's more of a wisp.
Oh. Wisp? What's a wisp?
No real body.
Oh. Okay.
Cameron, are you on under this? Are you on
No.
under this?
That was Kari, I think, if you found it in
I'll take
the...
it back. Yeah, I'll take it back.
Well, I think it's better to know what you are, as compared to not knowing.
Wish I knew better, but I at least know some things.
Yeah, little by little.
Kinda hard when you don't know anybody else who's like you. Kinda have to figure things out on your own.
Yeah. But it's not all bad.
Well, not
You can be
entirely.
whoever you want to be.
But isn't that anybody? I don't think I have to be, made of stone to do that.
Depends how you look at it.
What do you mean?
Well, there's just some things you can't be, no matter how hard you try. If you're the first of your kind, well, you can really make it up to whatever you want to be.
Yeah, no, there's definitely things I think I'd rather be. But it's okay.
Arm yourself to whoever you want to be, and the rest will follow.
Yeah, I guess. It's a little lonely from time to time.
A little weird. Lonely.
Yeah, like...
I think I know it.
Being alone and wishing there were other people, well... in this case, like you, but... most of the time, it's usually just wishing there were others around you. I used to be pretty lonely in that sense, but... I was also lonely, just kind of not really understanding. Still kind of am. But... I don't want to keep you. I'm sure you and your squad have plenty of catching up to do.
Yeah.
In any case, it was good to see you, though.
Some of those plants have reacted on touch. It's heat related. So, if it feels you touching them and the heat, it knows something is touching them specifically. So, if it can't feel
Yes, sir.
heat but feels touch,
Just saying hi.
it won't react.
Give them one moment.
Oh,
yes,
it's fine.
sir.
Sorry, did you need to say something?
No, just saying hi.
You're fine. No, wait, you're
Are you
fine.
sure? It sounded a bit urgent.
No.
You're fine.
Okay. Perhaps it's just a mistake of mannerism. My apologies.
Why are people like this?
Oh wow, that's quite the stack of books. Did you do this?
Not at all.
Hmm.
Can do is stack them nicely.
What is this? Oh, that book. What the
Right.
bit about tearing off butterfly wings?
That's weird. That shouldn't exist.
Unknown creatures.
Oh yeah, that's Bruce's book.
Wait, really?
Trill.
Or
Yeah.
oh, actually, I didn't really get a good look at him, but that does look kind of like him. I do remember seeing a little antenna thing with a little glowy pet.
Little anglerfish thing, yeah.
Who named Bruce? Region. You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just tired. I think I might head to bed soon.
I don't know if I can. I'm just like restless, I think.
Oh. You have fun. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night.
Good night, Hannah. Oh. Maybe I should just go ahead and head. Really wouldn't mind seeing the night sky. Studying's more important. Actually, I wonder. I actually. It'd be kind of hard to. Oh. Most perfect. Wait. Anna? Oh boy. Right. Oh, goodness. Wow, since I've had to jump like that. Anna? Knock knock.
I'll get the door for you. Come in.
Okay. Hey, didn't want to disturb you or anything.
What's up?
Was that you on the roof?
Yeah.
Thought it was. I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
I was just thinking. I think I think.
I did too. I actually kind of saw you from the archway. I might have jumped to the top.
You jumped. Wait, which archway?
The one by the portal.
Oh.
I was on top of it, and I looked around, and I saw you on the roof. I didn't know you. Well, I'd never really thought to
There's
climb to the top of the roof.
the corner over there. It's a good ledge. It took me a few tries, but yeah.
I didn't mean to pry or anything. I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
I'm fine, Arbor. Thanks. Anyway.
I'll
Good night.
leave. Good night.